So I must say I'm pretty disappointed with Harvest Right at this point. Initially, very pleased with the machine, very pleased with the product that comes out of it, especially if you're like me and you have a home garden. The machine has not been used very much. I specifically bought the machine for fall time when all of your plants are starting to spit out all their crops, which is typically for me when I get all my peppers and everything else that I want to run through the machine. I had a monstrous batch of tomatoes, all trimmed up, ready to go into the Harvest Right. And the first batch I put in, because I didn't have enough room in the freezer, which is why I got the Harvest Right to begin with, was not pre-frozen. Every batch before this was pre-frozen. Put the batch in the machine. The machine will freeze it and then freeze dry it. It just takes longer. But the machine just kept saying that the temp was not getting cold enough. Tried it 2 or 3 times. At some point, I ended up having to just throw out the tomatoes. 4 trays of tomatoes straight into the trash. Not too happy about it. Not so much for the loss of the product. Obviously, tomatoes are cheap, but this machine is less than a year old and is, I'd have to say, pretty let loose. Less than probably 24 times use. Has not been running consistently, and for the price of these machines, this thing needs to perform flawlessly for probably at least 2 years with, I would say, heavy use for it to justify the price tag versus just going out and buying freeze-dried, prepackaged meals. So here we are, probably 24 uses into the machine, and I have a catastrophe on my hands. Now, I should probably point out that I am not the mechanical type of guy. I'm not the guy that's going to take this thing apart and look for the problem. And I should also say that the customer service with Harvest Right is not necessarily the issue either. They sent me packaging material to ship the machine back because the machine is still under warranty. My concern is what happens when it's outside of warranty, let's say 2 years outside of warranty, and this happens. How does this thing get serviced? Plus, this isn't that much use, as I pointed out. Now, I don't know if this is a freak occurrence or if this is a common problem. Let me know in the comments below. I just figured I'd make a video, and for anyone thinking about buying the machines, buyer beware. I don't know that there's another machine out there that was even comparable to what Harvest Right offers. Just know that these machines aren't exactly bulletproof, so keep that in mind when you're spending the cost. Factor that in. Really look at your situation and decide if it's something that you're just going to use once in a while, or if it's for just building up a supply in your house to have. There might be cheaper options out there to buy just prepackaged food versus trying to grow your own and freeze dry it. Just my thoughts. Maybe I'm overreacting. Let me know in the comments below. Talk to you next time.